sir.
Surely.
Now over to you, Harry.
All right, Maggie, thanks. Joining us now from Ann Arbor is Congressman Pete Hoekstra, ranking Republican member on the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to pick up on what Skip was just talking about. Do we think we're looking at a change in modus operandi of terrorist factions?
Oh, I think you can make that assumption, and it really is now a fact. I mean, we had the attack on Fort Hood, we had the Christmas Day bombing attack, and now we have this attack in Times Square. What you're seeing is a change in strategy. You're seeing now both perhaps the Taliban in Pakistan and Al-Qaeda on the Arabian Peninsula and in Yemen focused on attacking the homeland. That is a more serious problem.
And they're looking, it looks to me, as more as individual targets, what would have been called one-offs, except if this is the idea that we're just going to keep throwing whatever we can and see. One of the, as we've said over the last couple of days, you keep knocking on the door, eventually the door is going to open.
Oh, that's exactly right. And, I think that is a very key point, Harry. For a long time we thought that Al-Qaeda, the Central, wanted to do another attack against the United States, but they wanted to make it as big, if not bigger, than 9/11. That's
right.
Very, very hard to accomplish. Now you're seeing splinter groups still affiliated with Al-Qaeda, but they have independent leadership, independent strategies, and it appears that they are more than willing to accept smaller attacks and these one-off types of attacks, and they recognize that if they are successful, even the very fact that they've gotten so close can spread terror or fear into America.
Yeah. It's interesting because you talked about the Christmas Day guy, you talked about the soldier in Fort Hood, the doctor in Fort Hood. There was an absence of connecting the dots. And this particular fella, the only thing he was guilty of was not paying his bills. The guy was an American citizen. The guy did not, at least from what we know now, leave very much of a footprint.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we're going to have to see. I mean, obviously this guy has traveled to Pakistan a number of times, was in the terrorist training camps. Did he leave some footprints in Pakistan that we should have picked up as he was interacting with the Taliban and probably other terrorist groups in Pakistan?
And
do we have the
do we have the tools, or is our intelligence geared to find a different kind of perpetrator?
Well, I think, the Director of National Intelligence came in on February 2 and said, hey, within 90 days, 3 to 6 months, there'll be an attack against the United States. He missed that prediction by 1 day. The question is, over that period of time, has the intelligence community shown the sense of urgency to put in place the tools that we need to perhaps identify these kind of one-offs? I think that there are certain tools that we should have available that we're not using right now, and I think this administration is going to come under increasing pressure to explain why some of these tools are not available right now and why they're not being used.
Congressman Hoekstra, I'm sure we'll be talking more about this in the days to come. We thank you for your time this morning. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.